I walked alone in the dark, rainy street, the cold drops of rain pelting against my skin like icy needles. The streetlights flickered weakly, casting eerie shadows that danced along the deserted sidewalks. My footsteps echoed in the silence, reverberating through the abandoned buildings that loomed over me like ghostly sentinels. I had always loved the rain, finding solace in its comforting embrace, but tonight, it felt different, oppressive almost. The streets that I had once known so well now seemed unfamiliar and foreboding. Nevertheless, I pushed forward, determined to reach the safety of my home. As I rounded a corner, a shiver ran down my spine, and a feeling of being watched washed over me. I quickened my pace, trying to dismiss the unease gnawing at me. But the sensation persisted, growing stronger with each step. The rain seemed to intensify, obscuring my vision, and the street appeared longer than I remembered. My heart pounded, and my breaths became rapid and shallow. I attempted to shake off the fear that clawed at my mind, but the sensation of someone, or something, following me refused to be ignored. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught a glimpse of movement, a fleeting shadow darting between the buildings. I turned, hoping to catch sight of whatever it was, but the rain obscured my view, and nothing was there. The silence became deafening as my footsteps seemed to echo louder and louder with each passing moment. A strange sensation of disorientation overcame me, and I felt as though the street itself was shifting, leading me deeper into an unfamiliar territory. Panic began to consume me, and my thoughts became muddled, clouded by the relentless rain and the ever-present feeling of being pursued. Trying to find my bearings, I searched for any recognizable landmarks, but as I peered through the rain, the street seemed to stretch indefinitely in both directions, a maze with no way out. Panic gripped me tighter, and I felt as if I was trapped in a nightmare from which there was no escape. Suddenly, a distant sound broke the silence, a faint whisper that sent chills down my spine. I strained to hear it again, but it was gone, swallowed by the relentless rain. My heart pounded in my chest as I stumbled forward, my senses on high alert. The streetlights flickered again, casting eerie shadows that seemed to move independently, dancing around me. I felt as though I was being taunted by unseen forces, a plaything in some malevolent entity's twisted game. Desperate to escape, I turned down a narrow alleyway, hoping to find an alternate route. But as I ventured deeper into the darkness, the walls seemed to close in, suffocating me with their oppressive presence. The whispering returned, growing louder and more distinct, though I couldn't make out the words. My heart raced, and I knew I had to get out of there. I retraced my steps, but the alleyway seemed to stretch infinitely, leading me deeper into the heart of the labyrinth. Panic consumed me, and I screamed for help, but my voice was swallowed by the walls. I stumbled upon a rusty gate at the end of the alley, leading into an overgrown garden of a dilapidated mansion. A sense of foreboding washed over me as I hesitated, but I had no choice but to keep moving. The front door creaked open on its own, and I stepped inside, my heart pounding louder than the rain. The interior was eerily silent, the only sound being the dripping of rainwater from my clothes. The house was in a state of decay, cobwebs hanging from every corner, and the air was thick with a musty odor. The walls seemed to whisper, and the floorboards creaked as if welcoming an unwelcome guest. As I explored the abandoned mansion, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was not alone. The shadows seemed to move, and the sensation of being watched returned, stronger than ever. I wanted to run, but something held me captive. A voice, chilling and unmistakable, echoed through the halls, uttering my name. "Come find me," it said, its tone laced with malice. My heart pounded, and I knew I had to escape this nightmare. I ran back to the front door, but it slammed shut before I could reach it. Trapped in the darkness, I could only hear the relentless rain outside and the haunting whispers within. The walls seemed to close in on me, and the shadows twisted and contorted into grotesque shapes. As fear overwhelmed me, a figure emerged from the shadows, the source of the chilling voice. Its eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and its twisted grin sent terror coursing through my veins. I was paralyzed with fear as it approached, its voice cold and mocking. "You shouldn't have come here," it hissed, and I knew that my fate was sealed. And so, In that forsaken mansion, lost in the heart of a relentless storm, my nightmare became my reality, and I became a part of the darkness that had haunted the lonely street for eternity.